Workforce development to me is a journey, and it's not necessarily a straightforward journey, and that is the beauty within it. It's helping people find what they're passionate about, what they're not passionate about, and how these passions can create their best life.
Workforce development for me is leadership. I really want to help people become leaders in workforce development, to elevate themselves, and to really tap into their passion.
Workforce development is essential, and to me that means simply meeting people where they're at. Competition in hard-pressed times has to yield innovation, and it's important to make sure that we're doing that all the time in the best way to make sure that we're meeting people where they're at and giving them the opportunities they need to thrive going forward.
Workforce development is opportunity. I feel like this field in the area of workforce development brings together human resources, human services, social work, and business and industry. And when all of those folks are partnering to help our communities, I think we're in a good place.
Workforce development is a series of career pathways and exit and entry points by which people develop themselves and get to their journey of life.
Workforce development is everything to this nation. We are a tribe of community that really gets our economy back going. We let the job seekers inspire them to show them what they can do, what the possibilities are. We are a outreach to the businesses to get that job seeker who's skilled, who is perfect for what they need. Workforce development, we are the tribe. We are the tribe for the United States of America. We do what we need to do to get the job done.
Workforce development is a chance. It's an opportunity. It's a dream that somebody might have to improve their lives.
Workforce development is key and essential to bringing workforce professionals, training providers, and economic development to the table to tackle issues and challenges that face our labor force today.
Workforce development is a game changer. It is an opportunity to see the person, the whole person, not just as an employee, but also as a mother, a father, a daughter, a son, to see who they are and to care, to build that trust, the opportunity to continuously groom them and develop them into what our whole society, their families, our communities need. That is workforce development.
Workforce development is economic development.
Workforce development is not just about the work. While that's important, it's about the people who do the work.
One area that I found that workforce development has been very inspiring for me is in working with individuals with disabilities. And back in Virginia, I do a lot of work with accessibility in our workforce centers and in our workforce system. And so I've been very thrilled to see that we've been able to have an impact.
I've been an advocate for workforce all my life. And the reason why is simply because what it does as an industry, and that's changed lives.
What does workforce development mean to me or us in Detroit when we're working with youth that are facing barriers? That is where we start. We want to meet them where they are, whether it's low math and literacy, which is sometimes an unimaginable and quantifiable figure in Detroit, but the barriers as well. So if somebody has kids or transportation issues or even food or clothing, we want to start there, right? Because we know that you're not going to be able to go to a job every day if you don't know where you're sleeping that night.
It is a cornerstone of economic development. Workforce development is so essential in creating healthy communities, socially connecting folks back economically with the community around them, giving them a purpose, helping them to stabilize both themselves and their family and the community.
Workforce development is empowering job seekers to thrive.
Workforce development is really a balance of the head and the heart. Like, to do this work, you're not typically going to make a lot of money, you're not going to get rich. So you have to have the heart to do it and work with the people that we do. And the balance to that is that you get to see these beautiful stories and these people come to life and do things that they never saw themselves doing, which is absolutely incredible. But you also have to have the head for it, which is the data part, the statistics, the economical information to go along to make sure that those stories will be a success in the long term, and that we have these customers for life that not just get to the first step, but the second step of what their career looks like and even further down the road.
Workforce development is the backbone and infrastructure of our country.
Workforce development is the bridge between employers and employees. It's helping employers get to a point where they can find credentialized and good employees to work for them. And it's also a part of to help employees to make sure that they can get that stepping platform to jump off of into their new career pathways.
Workforce development is important because we kind of bridge that gap between youth and young adults not exactly knowing what they want to do, gaining their independence, and then also saying, hey, this is what I found my passion in, this is what I want to pursue, and I want to turn this particular passion into a paycheck. So I think the reason why I love workforce development is because we're there for literally every single step of the way, from not knowing exactly what it is to what they want to do to exactly saying, this is it, I'm going to pursue this for the long haul.
We are Workforce Diversity.
Wow, you guys, that was so powerful.